right, folks. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube and Twitter. I am Robert Lee, and this is the MacNSeitz 14U YouTube channel. We are broadcasting for you live today out of the Capitol Federal Sports Complex of Liberty, playing on Memorial Field in the semifinals for the KC Sports Crown Town Challenge. We are facing the Inside Edge. They drew the number 1 seed, going 2-0 in pool play. And MacNSeitz, our MacNSeitz boys, going 1-1 in pool play, earning the 5 seed and beat, good golly, who was it that we just beat? PPG, yeah, PPA Prime. And so Prime, such a great team. And I tell you what, they drew a 3 seed. They had a tough draw in pool play. They went 1-1, and I tell you what, I don't want to say that they took us too easy based off of our record, but they came in with a pitcher that maybe wasn't one of their best. We got up early, and I tell you what, once they finally brought in a big gun, we were just ready to go. So here we are, all set to kick off, and I am not quite ready to go, but nonetheless, game is ready for me. And a little check swing there by McCowan. That'll start him off 0-1. Foul tip. And McCowan down quickly here, 0-2 to start. Curveball missing, and McCowan ducking under that one, well inside. And now 1-2 count. That is number 29 for Inside Edge. Looks like Omer. I got a roster with last names handwritten, so do my best to announce those young men. Oh, and a strike 3 call. That one right at the knees. And McCowan obviously not happy with that result. But that's going to bring up number 5, Mason Gellender. So our MacNSeitz boys doing a great job against PPA Prime. Exciting game to watch. 2 home runs in the game, both by MacNSeitz. One leaving the yard by Hudson Woods. And now a 2-2-0 count to Mason. Looking relaxed, and I'll tell you what, some good energy over here in the dugout. All the boys up on the fence and ready to play this game. And a strike call. That was a fastball, 71 miles an hour, right down the pipe. And he goes right back to it, swing and a miss there, 2-2 count. Curveball, and now Gellender with a full count to work with here. So a good AB, being patient, picking his spots. Yet to put the bat on the ball. And ball 4 in. He buzzes the tower, but it doesn't matter because Gellender will take his walk and make his way down to first base. And now Colston Colquitt, the recipient of the other home run in our last game. That was an inside the park home run. Nice stroke left side, and the left fielder not doing a great job getting back to it, and a really poor relay led to some good wheels by Colston. And he was able to get around. And right on that one, maybe just a bit early. Now 1-1 count. Beautiful day at the ballpark. Warmed up here just south of 80 degrees, and wind starting to pick up just a touch, but keeping that sun off of you as we have a pass ball and runner advances uncontested. So now with a runner in scoring position, just looking to get that ball in play, only one down. But very comfortable in the shade, a little bit warmer out on the direct sun, and a little one right back here to shortstop. Makes a nice play, and runner unable to advance after the throw. So that's 2 down now, and number 27, Tucker Lee at the plate. And a fastball right down the pipe. That's strike one. 71 miles an hour. Swing and a miss. And he's down now in the count 0-2. I'll tell you this, Tuck's actually done a great job hitting, being down in the count all tournament long. See if he's able to repeat that here. Ball in. Went to his off speed there. That one came in 64 miles an hour, maybe a slider. Not a ton of breaking action, a little movement horizontally. And that ball high. So 2-2 count. Again, runner on second base. And Hudson Woods looks on from the on-deck circle. And he battles. He continues to battle, folks. That's pitch number 5. And a 2-2 count. An inside edge, and MacNSeitz competing for the Hustle Award. It's good to see the boys do that. It kind of helps the wear and tear on the catching staff and certainly the umpire staff. So some good energy there. Oh, and a strike 3 call. It was a nice-looking pitch. Tucker, of course, not happy with that one, and that's going to do it for MacNSeitz in the top half of the first inning. I did not get the chance to, so I'm going to go over the starting lineups here just as right before the game started. I was able to get both lineups, but starting for MacNSeitz, as we already saw, McCown leading off, followed by Gellender, Colquitt, Lee batting in the 4-hole, followed by Woods, Crowther, Dixon, Simons, Kilman, Spear, and then Wingrove. Now starting for the inside edge, Haas, Omer, Barbie, Schmidt, followed by Ford, Copeland, Hartz, Risen, Ferris, Kohler, and my goodness, folks, I cannot read the letters here on that last one. I'll look for last names out there on the uniforms as the game goes on, but I want to say that might be a Ricart. So that rounds out the lineup for them. Of course, as we did see, Omer was the starting pitcher for inside edge. Starting out there on the bump for MacNSeitz, that's going to be number 4, Kilman. So Alex Kilman out there on the mound. Definitely not one of those velocity guys. A ton of movement in his pitches. I was talking with his dad here in between the games, and he's done a pretty good job against some teams that have really good hitters and hit the ball really well. So those teams that are so good at hitting that fastball, they can struggle with these guys that have quite a bit of movement. And I think that might be part of the strategy here against inside edge here early. Couldn't ask for a better day of baseball out here on a bracket play Sunday. Once again, out here in Liberty, Missouri, just north of the Kansas City metro area. We have players from all over the metro area, both on the Kansas and the Missouri side. Inside edge out of the Independence, Missouri area. Or is that, no, my apologies, not Independence, Lee Summit. So we have not had an opportunity to face Inside Edge this season, and this is my first time calling a game playing for them. Sharp uniforms, gray pants with the red tops, and pinstripes with black and white. Our MacNSeitz went with the black tops and blue hats, white pants, looking sharp today and ready to play, as we saw earlier. Inside Edge beating the Rays in their first round of bracket play, making it here to the semifinals. Ball in play, and this is a little blooper over to shortstop. That's going to be good for out number 1. Boys throw that one around the horn, and a good start for MacNSeitz. So we've seen him here pretty often where Bryson Spear has started behind the dish. And right now it's Dixon. High fly ball, center field. This is over his head. He was playing shallow, folks. I tell you what, he got burned right there, but he's rounding second. Relay comes in, and that is going to be a triple. So center fielder with some good speed, covering a lot of ground, but playing far too shallow. And that ball well over his head, and maybe a couple of bounces to the fence. So well-struck ball. And just from my vantage point right now, we're over on the first base side. So unfortunately, I don't get to see the numbers as often as I'd like. That is number 17, Barbie. And so that was Omer who hit that triple. So looking to help himself out a little bit. Fly ball, this one could be trouble. It's in no man's land. Second baseman hauls that one in, and runner was not tagging up. So Kelman trots back out to the mound. Finding a little bit of rhythm, now working from the stretch, of course. And that is going to be Schmidt at the plate. Oh, pass ball, here he comes. And he's up easily for run number 1. So Inside Edge jumping out to an early lead, 1-0 here in bottom of the first. That on a pass ball. That's Isaac Dixon behind the plate. As if catching is not a hard enough job, anytime you have a pitcher that has a lot of movement on his pitches, makes a challenging job even that much more hard. And now 1-1 count. I'm sorry, 2-1 count. Hard hit ball. This is handled by the third baseman. And that is out number 3. So MacNSeitz gets out of that inning without too much damage, but a pass ball creates a situation after a nice triple by Omar. And Inside Edge will end up with 1 run. So MacNSeitz will have some lifting to do here to get back into the game. Still a close matchup, so a lot of baseball here yet to go. I'm going to take a short audio break. And I tell you what, folks, I had an audio cable issue, so my mixer was not working. I'm telling you guys, you're going to hear some different music and things like that not happening. So I promise all the gears here, it's now all hooked up correctly, and we're good to go. But give me just a moment. All right, looks like warm-ups are done, and we are ready for top of the second. Leading off for MacNSeitz right now will be number 22, Hudson Woods. Hudson going yard in one of his at-bats here in the last game, just right of straight center field. And great knock, obviously. 2-run shot. So seeing the ball well, and I got to tell you, going from Friday into Saturday, Hudson, not a lot of success at the plate there. So great to see him get the bat on the ball and drive it, as we know that he can. And strike call. That draws a smile from Woods, who's like, man, I don't know about that. Like to see the positive energy rather than throwing the hands up. Same spot right there. And now Woods down on an 0-2 count. So dugout calling out some encouragement. And he goes right back to that fastball, but that one down in the turf. Now 1-2 count. And that one missing high, coming across the plate right above the letters. And I tell you what, that's one of those things where people love to heckle umpires. Nobody better to call balls and strikes than the guy who's right behind the dish. Swing and a miss. And Woods will go down swinging. That's going to bring up number 21, Paxton Crowther. I'll tell you from my vantage point, because I'm to the right of those right-handed batters, I could see that ball clearly come across just above the letters on Hudson Woods there. Swing and a miss. Crowther doing such a fantastic job up there on the mound here in the last game. Only lefty pitcher on the roster, but doing a fantastic job and bringing us here to the semifinals. That game was finished off by Isaac Dixon. So those two combined for that W, leading us here. That curveball missing just inside. Now 1-2 count. My apologies. That must have been a 2-1 count. Now a 2-2 count. A lot to handle here with all the cameras and audio equipment, as well as the scoring overlay. Trying to do just a little bit of everything. Bringing these ball games to you here. And he draws that walk. So second walk on the day for Omer, and that puts a base runner on first for MacNSeitz, and will bring up number 79, Isaac Dixon. So Crowther barely off the bag, and Omer already looking to try to hold him on. So we'll see if MacNSeitz challenges out there on the base paths. Ball one. Crowther, I gotta say, probably not the speediest kid on the roster. But I tell you what, everybody up and down the lineup pretty athletic overall. And not a single kid, I would say, is just slow. Seems like a lot of the teams that we do see, they'll tend to have, one or two guys that you'll hear coming from the crowds, people yelling, unhook the trailer and get going. But no such player like that on the MacNSeitz roster. 1-2 count on Dixon. Battles right there, putting the bat on the ball. This one outside, and Dixon patiently waits that one by. Few scattered clouds in the sky, but just I cannot get over what a beautiful day this is here in late May. And another full count for Omer. I think I'd be sitting fastball right here. Runner goes. Ball in play. Rolls over on that one. Little chopper goes into foul territory. So good swing by Dixon. Close enough to the zone that you don't want to just let that go and get rung up on a third strike watching. Puts the bat on the ball. Now earns another pitch. Pop up left side, third baseman calling for it. And a shoestring catch. That's going to be out number 2. A lot of backspin on that one. Going just to his left at that last moment. And picking it up from those shoestrings. So that'll be 2 down now. Runner on first. And Parker Simons at the plate. Parker doing a great job for us out there fielding. Now, I tell you what, me as a player, when I always played, I never hit with sunglasses on. So these guys, these young guys these days, you see that quite often. And for me, I just feel like you pick up that ball, pick up that hand location a little bit better without those shades on. But, man, he looks cool. Runner goes. Throw comes down, and he's up. Throw just a little bit behind. Good pop time by the catch. And nice throw down, but just a little bit late, so a good jump. That's Crowther out there for the stolen base. And Simons now with a 2-out opportunity on an RBI. Right down the pipe. Simons nods his head. Yep. For sure. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. So MacNSeitz blanked once again here. That'll take us to bottom of the second. And we'll take a short audio break here once again. All right, Kilman finishing up his warm-ups. Be starting here in bottom of the second. And I believe we're going to have number 14, Ford, for the inside edge leading off. so much strategy coming into picking who you're pitching. Obviously trying to save arms for later games and things like that. But here in the semifinals, obviously in bracket play, have to win to continue on. Winner of this game will play in the championship. Then it will be the Kansas City Roosters moving on to the championship. Ball in play, this one over second base side. And he legs that one out. That's an infield hit. And second base just did not charge that one. Really needed to cover a little bit more ground. Got himself into a spot and made sure it wasn't going through the wickets, but man, he really needed to charge that one. So lead off single. And that's going to bring up Copeland for inside edge. Runner goes. Throw is late. Good jump by Ford out there. And I believe Copeland was on the take right there. Did not swing. Was a called ball.
There you go, perfect.
And ball two. Oh, Copeland thought about that one, but laid off, and rightly so, as a 3-0 count. So a lot of different perspectives on what a youth athlete should do on a 3-0 count. I tend to prefer to like teams that give their kids a green light there. He does take. And Kilman comes up with the strike there. Now 3-1. Oh, screamer. This one went right to shortstop. He did get a glove on it. I will say that I feel like possibly his vision was obscured as the runner from second crossed right in front of him as that screamer went right at him. Big hop, so good job by Spear to keep that glove on it and keep that ball in the infield, because that did save a run. So runners now on the corner, still nobody down. And that's Hartz at the plate. This one's going to get through the infield. That's going to be a base hit and an RBI. So MacNSeitz getting down here early in the matchup, 2-0, favor of inside edge. Hartz did a good job sitting on that curveball and then driving it. This will be Risen at the plate, number 4 for inside edge. A force out any base right now for MacNSeitz. All right. So ball put into play there, folks. Shortstop handles it. Nobody to throw over at third, and I would have felt like that was a good double play ball, but we didn't have any action over there on that. So we get a runner out at second. Not bad there, but that puts a runner on third. Runner goes to second, and he gets up on second. No contest. So you already heard me talk about that. Not a big fan of the no contest. Every base counting in baseball. Nice pitch there. So now 1-1 count. Dixon gets a glove on that ball. Karam's off just a bit, but no movement over there on the base pass. So Kilman taking the hat off, wiping the forehead. Takes a deep breath and now gets situated out there on the rubber. Pitching from the stretch. And a swing and a miss, so does a good job collecting himself right there and battles back to a full count. Strike 3 call. And that will be the first strikeout for Alex Kilman. Show and bunt, pulls that one back. That is number 11, Kohler for the inside edge. Inside edge choosing to bat 11 here today. And Kohler, at least at the start, listed as an extra hitter. So runner still on second and third, 2 down. And a really nice curveball right there. So good control on it. Inside edge showing propensity to be able to hit that curveball. So they've had 2 guys sit on it and drive it through that infield. Swing and a miss as he chases that one outside. And Kilman, with 2 strikeouts, gets out of that inning. So, but not before inside edge puts another one on the board, and that's going to be now 2-0 in favor of inside edge. MacNSeitz will meet outside the dugout here, talk about some of their strategy and what they need to do out at the plate for some success. Be interested to see if inside edge sticks with Omer, and it looks like they will. So last inning, Crowther able to make his way on base via a walk. Was able to advance bases on a stolen base and then a pass ball, and unfortunately left on base. This inning, we're going to start with Alex Kilman, so he'll be looking to help himself out. And then looking on from the on-deck circle will be Bryson Spear. Kind of looking at that path to the semis and that path to the championship. So inside edge over the Midwest Rays 10-5, and MacNSeitz beating PPA Prime 14-4. Casey Rooster's advancing over the Shockers 4-0, and then advancing over Competitive Edge 12-1. So that game was on just before us. And I tell you what, the Roosters were on the ball often and early. So good showing by those folks. And now Kilman at the plate. So low 70s. Okay, so Kilman starting out down 0-2. And curveball high. That one again above the letters as it's coming across the plate. Tries to get him chasing outside, but Kilman does a good job patiently waiting that one by. Now 2-2 count. So he fouls that one back, and Omer sitting 71-72, and I tell you what, that's basically what we were facing against Prime, and MacNSeitz all over it. So not finding that bat here right now. And a good at-bat by Kilman. So a lot of energy coming out of the dugout, and here we are now, 6 pitches in. Rolls over on that one, but goes foul. So a little piece of luck there for Kilman. As he continues to battle. And another foul ball. So pitcher and batter dueling. Always exciting to see a good duel like that come up. Batter looking to make adjustments, get that barrel on the ball any way he can. And a pitcher wondering what is going to work next. Oh, and Kilman caught with a third strike looking. So Bryson Spear will be up at the plate. Coaching staff for Inside Edge taking a quick moment here, talking to the catcher. Probably wanting to talk about the pitch calls. Some coaching staffs electing to call every single pitch, and some leaving it up to the catchers and pitchers. Little dribbler down third base. He's going to try to leg this one out. Spear has good speed, and they get him. Wait, I hear some clapping. So they did not get him. I got to undo that. I don't know if he pulled his leg out there at the last minute, but Spear is on first nonetheless. And from what I've seen in my short time with this MacNSeitz Black Crew, Spear definitely one of the quicker ones. Good quick feet. Would expect to see him challenge. Doesn't do so here. And now 2-0 count for Sebastian Seabass Wingrove. Pickoff attempt over at first, but MacNSeitz back up safe. Trying to hold him honest over there at first. And Spear just looking to steal. Spear goes. And no throw down. He makes his way over to second standing up. Now 3-0 count. And Wingrove certainly on the take right there. Bat almost on the shoulder. Same spot. And Spear, or not Spear, but Wingrove. Not swinging, so now full count. And ball 4. So 2 runners on. Omer looking well in control at many moments here early in this game. But third walk right there. Nobody there on second as Omer spins around. Shortstop working back and forth. And a really half-hearted swing there by Cooper McCown. I think he was thinking too much. So one of the things I talk about with Tuck quite often is not thinking too much when you're at the plate. When you're up there pitching and when you're up there and it's time to get a good throw or it's time to get a good swing, thinking about it is not what you need to do. All the practicing, all the muscle memory that you've developed in all your training, you need to trust. And when it's time to pull the trigger, just pull the trigger. Back pick over there at first. No, not even close, but McCown does go down on strikes. And that brings up number 5, Mason Gellender. And Spear on a delayed steal right there. Nicely done. Now we're looking for is a base hit, and that'll bring a run across. Mason Gellender up at the plate. Oh. And catch shaking the cobwebs as that foul ball right off the helmet. But he looks in good condition, and we're all set, ready to resume. Homer from the stretch. Fly ball right side, high in the sky, and he catches it over his shoulder. So a nice catch, maybe a little gamesmanship, not sure. Maybe the ball just carried a little bit further than he anticipated, but right over the right shoulder and a little basket catch. So inside edge. Still up 2-0. Now bottom of the third. MacNSeitz looking to hold them here and try to get some bats going. Okay, so continuing with Kilman out there on the mound and only giving up 2 runs here. Bottom of the third. So far, no run support. We'll be looking for that here in top half of the next inning. But right now, needing to hold inside edge. So this is the last batter in their lineup. Looks like Ricard maybe. So only name that I really having trouble reading, but that's number 0, Ricard for inside edge leading off. Ball in play, this one over to second base. And 1 pitch, 1 out. And so far, MacNSeitz doing a good job defensively out on the field. Boys throw that one around, and Kilman with a smile on his face. Working from the windup. But inside edge now back to the top of their lineup. That'll be Haas leading off. Well, not leading off, but batting second here. But top of the lineup. And a good-looking curveball right there. One count. Kilman looking comfortable from the windup. Pop fly right side, but that one is out of play. And so now Kilman has him down on a 1-2 count. And a strike 3 call. That's the 3rd strikeout for Kilman on the day. So MacNSeitz making quick work of the first 2 batters. And that is now number 22, Omer. So his first at-bat, nice deep fly ball center field, and that got over our center fielder's head. He was up for a triple. And outfield makes some small adjustments. That ball glancing off the glove of Dixon. And getting away from him. Inside edge picking that ball up and helping him out just a bit there. So some good sportsmanship. Fly ball left side. This one's high in the sky. And that is out number 3. So MacNSeitz goes 1-2-3 in that inning and finally comes away with a clean inning there. Holding inside edge with just the 2 runs. Splitting both in innings 1 and 2. And now looking for some run production. We're going to have Colston Colquitt and Tucker Lee will be following on deck. If you'll recall, Colquitt with an in-the-park home run in the last game put a stroke on one, man, way out in the left field. So not necessarily looking for a home run here, just looking for some guys to get on base and driving some runs in. Looks like inside edge does make a pitching change here. And so now Omer no longer on the mound. Trying to see the number here. See it here momentarily. Give that young man a little shout out. That looks like number 8. That is Hartz. So it looks like his velocity coming in somewhere in that mid-60 range. So 65, 66 on the first 2. So here in just a moment ago, the MacNSeitz Baseball Academy, big, beautiful facility out there in Martin City. They were going to have a meeting for the 14U teams to learn a little bit more about their high school program. Nick Crouch running that program, doing a great job. And tell you what, they've had a 100% placement for the last 3 years running for everybody in their high school program to find a place playing college baseball if they were wanting to move on to college and do so. So fantastic program out there, and we'll be looking forward to that meeting getting rescheduled because obviously our boys are still playing. So thought that one may have been just a touch outside, but catching that corner. And now 1-1 count. You gonna join me for some color commentary? Oh gosh. So now 2-1 count. This one to Colquitt. He's on top of that one, but rolled over. So a little bit of a chopper, and that tends to be what you see happen is when your hands get out in front of it, and that top hand rolls over, you get a chopper to your strong side. That will make it a full count. And still a lot of good energy coming from that MacNSeitz dugout. Oh, and they ring him up looking. Colquitt thinking that one was outside and not pleased with the result. So that's going to bring up number 27, Tucker Lee. Looking to get something going here. Oh. Chases one outside. And you could see it in his eyes as he turned back around and thinking about that last pitch. That one down low. So Tuck's a righty thrower but a lefty batter. Did everything I could as his father to make him a lefty. So big baseball fan. And Tuck feeling like the pitcher, taking just a little too long. Steps out, takes a couple practice swings and resets. And he strokes one here. Another single for Tucker Lee. So Tucker batting .800 coming into the games today. He's had himself a tournament. I tell you what, he's really done a good job at the plate. But here's Hudson Woods, and I'll tell you what, Hudson Woods put one over the fence in the last game. Runner goes, not a great jump, but fortunately good speed gets him there. Felt like Hartz did a good job varying his delivery time frame. And Lee usually with a good jump out there, but did not get one there. Fortunately, still made his way up. So now 1-1 count. Oh, and Woods with a nice stroke. Oh, that left fielder bobbles it. And now that'll make it an RBI single for Woods. So some good energy coming from the right side here. Woods having himself a day at the plate. Now that brings up Paxton Crowther. Runner goes. And I don't know if the hit and run was on or what the case was. Oftentimes, if you have less than 2 outs, you don't see the hit and run because you don't want guys getting doubled off. But Crowther fouls that one left side. And pitch up there. I don't know if they were looking for that steal or if it was just a pitch off the mark. So Hart's with a good slide step there. Quick delivery. But now down 2-1 in the count. Runner goes. Strike call. But Hudson up easily. Not the most graceful slide. Went in feet first and ends up sitting with his butt on the bag. So Paxton now with an RBI opportunity. So as we saw last time, that was Woods at the plate and Lee on second base. We got a single and a run. Just looking for a ball in play here. And Paxton does just that. Left side, but finds foul territory. And a great at-bat so far. So timeout call, this one by Blue. And now we are all set, ready to go. Full count, runner on second. Ball in play, right over to shortstop. Runner advances, and Crowther doing his job. Crowther really having to lean over and just get the bat on the ball right there. That's one of those big baseball plays that you talk about all the time. Everybody needs to do their job, and just getting that ball in play, he certainly did his there. Oh, check swing there, and that's going to be strike number 1 for Isaac Dixon. I'm sure he wishes he had that one back. Dixon swinging a Marucci Cat 7. And fastball up high out of the zone, 65 miles an hour. So that's Woods over on third base. And important to note that that is the tying run on third base. Swing and a miss. So well out ahead of that one. Oh, Ketch doing a good job. Taking that one off the chest plate and keeping it right in front of him. Saving a run. Dixon now on a full count. That is number 17, Barbie, behind the dish. And a swing and a miss. Harts with the strikeout there. But a close one. So MacNSeitz coming up with a run there, leaving one stranded. Second time doing so. And a really close matchup. Be curious to see who MacNSeitz will stick with. Kilman out there. And he's done well so far, going 1-2-3 in the last inning. So a number of arms still left for this MacNSeitz crew. And should be in good shape if they can come up with some runs here and moving on into the championship, because we do have a number of good arms left. But Kilman doing a great job so far. Not needing to make any changes. Okay, folks, let's go to bottom of the fourth, why don't we? So Kilman communicating with the dugout, and no, is he asking for sunglasses? Surely, oh, that is Hudson Woods asking for some sunglasses. So playing over there at third base. And pitcher working on a relay from the dugout. Oh, wild pitch. That'll be ball 1. That is number 17, Barbie, at the plate. So he's starting catcher for the inside edge. Been working behind the dish for this game. Kilman working from the windup, and that ball glancing away from Dixon. Barbie batting in the 3-hole here. And he gets a nice knock on that one, but well into foul territory. So something caught the attention of Kilman over there, taking his attention over the right side, but. And a hit by pitch, Barbie. Staying in there and taking that one. So that'll be a leadoff batter making their way on base. Not sure what happened there. But that is Schmidt now at the plate. Hard hit ball, center field. That one bounces off the fence, folks. Runners are rolling. Relay coming in and misses their relay. So that's a RBI triple, and inside edge with another one on the board. Kind of one of those tough things as you're running at full speed, trying to get back to that ball as fast as you can and make a good throw into your relay to get that ball in. And going from full head of steam to stop, grab a ball, and then turn around and throw it in the opposite direction you were just running. Seems like it should be a simple thing, and you do see these guys miss their relays from time to time. That one missing just outside. So not an insurmountable lead, but 3-1 in favor of inside edge right now. But the bigger concern at the moment is nobody down. So runner on third in scoring position. And that is Ford at the plate. Oh, man. So umpire indicating that one was down low. Ford draws that walk. And that'll bring up Copeland, but Coach Baker wanted to talk about it. So mound visit right now. And it looks like is he going to make a pitching change? Maybe not. So maybe talking about how they want to handle the runners. Obviously a situation here where we've got a force out at second. No force out at home. Runner on third does not have to go. But we have caught a couple of pieces of luck here today where we've been able to double guys off because of some line drives. So Coach Baker electing to stick with Kilman. And now Copeland at the plate. Runner goes. And I'll tell you what, man, I would have rather just seen a throw down and an attempt at a tag out. Runner at third made no attempt. So that now makes it a 1-2 count. Runners on second and third. This one over to shortstop. Scoops that one up. And that is going to be out number one, but an RBI. So on a fielder's choice, MacNSeitz gets their first out for the inning. And now 4-1 contest. So that pitch coming in 59 miles an hour. We talked about it early. Kilman not a velocity guy, more of a movement guy. Swing and a miss for Hartz. Now working on an 0-2 count. And a nice miss right there. Tried Tried to get Hartz to chase that one outside. Wisely laid off. And he gets him right there. Strikeout number 4 on the day. So 4 for number 4. And that'll bring up Ryson. Kelman seemingly finding a home for that curveball. Missing just outside on that one. Showing bunt right there at the last moment. But pulls it back, and that'll be ball number 2. So 3 pitches, 3 balls. And MacNSeitz looking to just close out this inning. And a strikeout for Kilman. That brings up Bryson Spear. So Spear wanting an opportunity to set up in the box. Ball in play. This one's going to be handled by a shortstop. Throw is off the mark. He will reach on air, and the runner will advance. So Mark MacNSeitz with a good opportunity right here. Just one down. Runners on the corners. And now at the plate, Sebastian Wingrove. And a strike call, that one right at the knees. Runner goes. Pass ball, pass ball. You got to wake up over there. So a missed opportunity for MacNSeitz, who's been so aggressive and good on the base paths earlier in the day. Miss a really good opportunity right there. So now 1-2 count. Ooh. Tell you what, I'm holding my breath over here. Now full count. And ball 4. So bases now loaded. Hart's continuing to work from the mound. And now Cooper McCown up at the plate. Foul ball. So you hear a lot of chatter coming from the MacNSeitz stands. Everybody cheering the boys on, telling them to be careful on anything in the air. Not wanting to get doubled off and losing this great opportunity with the bases loaded. High fly ball. This is going to be left side. This is going to be, that's going to get down, folks. 1 run scores. And a nice hit for Cooper McCown. So now 4-2. And MacNSeitz threatening here in top of the 5th. Inside edge coach deciding that he'd like to talk about it. So he's making a mound visit. And pitch looking like he's just fine. Nods his head, and I think coach may just be looking to try to settle the nerves of any of his guys. That's going to bring up number 5, Mason Gellender. During that brief coaching mound visit, Coach Baker out there on third base coaching box, takes an opportunity to talk with Mason Gallender, who's now at the plate. So pitch coming in 65 miles an hour, but missing outside. Man, I got to think on that hit by Cooper. I really didn't think it was going to get over the head. It sure did, and man, it would have been great to score 2 on that one. And another nice hit, a line drive. One comes across the plate, another one coming. I tell you what, and MacNSeitz crew is pumped as they should be. That ties the game, folks. Go ahead run now on third base. And Colston Colquitt at the plate. Runner goes. That one's fouled back, and so McCallum going to have to make his way back to first base. I don't know about running and swinging at the same time. Got one down, tie game. Really hate the idea of losing any kind of momentum. Swing and a miss. Throw right to shortstop, and I'm not sure if those 9U moves work anymore, but I've seen at least a couple of teams here in this tournament still doing that one. I'd rather just see a nice, good throw down to second. High fly ball. This one's going to be center field. It's over his head. That's got some legs, folks. That gets back to the fence. One run comes across, and Colston is motoring. 2-run triple. Oh, my goodness. That is what I am talking about. Back pick and a bad throw. Colston Colquitt. And I tell you what, MacNSeitz enjoying a very good inning right here. But still, a lot of baseball here yet to go. So important to know that Inside Edge does have that home advantage, so they will have the last opportunity to bat. We're here just now in the 5th inning, so. Oh. Tucker missing on a curveball. That's typically a good pitch for him to hit, and so I think he's complaining that he wasn't set. So talking to the umpire about that. Now making his way back into the box quickly and early. And this is a single right through the infield. MacNSeitz continues to roll here in the 5th. And just one down. Now hot hitting Hudson Woods up the plate. Lee with good speed over there at first. Imagine he will challenge. And he calls a balk. Oh, no, he calls timeout. So that was Hudson Woods with the timeout. At first I thought he was walking over and calling a balk as if he hadn't come set. Frame job there, no go. 1-0 count. Man, and Catch taking another one off the helmet off of a foul ball. That's the second one in this game. But not looking any worse for the wear. Woods with a big smile on his face. He, right up the middle. And MacNSeitz continuing to roll. And Inside Edge will make a pitching change here. All right, folks, I will take a short break here as Inside Edge will begin to warm up. All right, folks, I'm back. Have wetted the whistle just here shortly. And that is going to be number 10, Haas, coming in for Inside Edge. So let's review the situation here. We got one down, runners on second and first, both with good speed. That's going to be Paxton Crowther out at the plate. Anything in the air, guys need to get back to the base. Crowther, a lefty. So you got to think a ball in play will get that runner from second to third pretty easily. So 2 pitches, 2 balls. That one down in the turf. Hard foul, left side. That'll now be a 2-1 count. And so Haas, not a big velocity guy, a little smaller on the stature side, although I've seen plenty of those smaller guys with great arms. His velocity sitting somewhere in the low 60s. So it kind of makes me wonder if Inside Edge is narrowing down on their pitching staff. We still got a number of guys to go, and got to be feeling like we're in a pretty good position right here. So a 3-2 count. Crowther with a couple foul balls. Ball in play. This one over to first base. He gets that lead runner at second. And Tucker Lee thrown out at home plate. Don't know why we would have sent him there. So Crowther on a fielder's choice. Lee thrown out at home plate. And that ends what was a very, very good inning for MacNSeitz. Now the trick here is going to be, can MacNSeitz hold on? And so, of course, as you might imagine, inside edge meeting out here outside their dugout. Looking at their record and just kind of like their general disposition, got to feel like they felt pretty confident coming in as the number 1 seed facing a number 5 seed. And MacNSeitz getting down early but not perturbed, coming back with a big inning in the 5th, scoring 6 runs. Score now 7-4. All right, folks. So just getting some questions from some folks out here in the stands. And, the question was, did Coach Baker send Tucker Lee on third base? And the answer to that is I don't know. I did not see Coach calling for that. I was looking over at second base and looking at what was possibly a double play. And so inside edge doing a good job getting that lead runner out at second base from a good ball put in play by Crowther, doing his job, getting that ball in play and trying to move that runner over to third. Did exactly that, and but Tucker Lee with good speed, he rounded third, and not sure if he did it on his own or if Coach Baker may have sent him, but obviously we know the result there, and MacNSeitz still in good shape here. Wind certainly picking up. I imagine you guys can hear that. And so 2 pitches, 2 balls for Kilman. Kilman right now has pitched the entirety of the game. Bottom of the 5th right now. And a high, towering fly ball, left side. Oh, man, and that gets down in fair territory. And a piece of luck for inside edge. Thought the shortstop covered an incredible amount of ground to get over there. And it was between him and that left fielder, and it drops down just inside the chalk line. Kilman missing outside. Runner goes, and a foul ball. And he'll make the long trot back over to first base. Kilman now on a 1-1 count. Pickoff attempt over at first. Inside edge back, no problem at all. That is number 0. And once again, folks, I don't know. I think it's Ricard. Foul ball deep right side. That'd be opposite field. Now 1-2 count. Oh, and a close one right there, inside edge on the steal. Oh, that one coming just inside indicates the umpire. And I said it yesterday, I always appreciate it when the umpires kind of indicate where that ball was. When you're sitting left or right, your vision's skewed. High fly ball left side. That one reeled in by Spear. So really quick feet, and now he's got an issue with maybe just a sock or something got into his shoe there. I will say on this turf, there's quite a bit of infill, and that infill can definitely get inside your shoes. And whatever the case may be, clean it up and ready to keep going. There we are. Now we're all set. So we got one down, runner on second base. And folks, so I missed the last out right there. So my cellular device is getting the overheat indication, and our stream went down again. So for the second time today. And obviously I'm doing my best in this one-man band trying to bring you guys the ball game. And runner makes his way over to third, uncontested. Now on a 1-1 count. So Kilman continuing to work from the stretch. We now have two down. And a hard hit ball left side. This one is deep, folks. It is deep, deep. That hits the fence. He rounds first and will make his way over to second for an RBI double. So inside edge. Looks like MacNSeitz has some guys over there working in the bullpen. High fly ball, center field. Looks like he's got this one. And that is out number 3. So as it stands now, 7-5, MacNSeitz in the lead. They'll have an opportunity to increase that margin, get a little bit more breathing room as we move into top of the 6th. As our stream went down, so did one of our cameras. We're working to get that one back, and I'll go on a short pause here. All right, folks, we are back. And Isaac Dixon at the plate. Music didn't quite shut off in time, but Dixon rolls over on that one, sending it down the left side. Pops this one up left side. Looks like the third baseman will handle it, and that will be out number one. So I had to jump around here and get some more shade on the equipment. I think we should be set to go here. That brings up number 27, Parker Simons. You may have noticed we do have two number 27s on the roster, and Tucker Lee just joining MacNSeitz Black here this tournament. And we'll continue with them the rest of the way. So looking forward to it. We have a couple of travel tournaments on the docket. We'll be headed to Omaha during the College World Series and then out to St. Louis area. We'll get the opportunity to check out a Cards game while we're there, and I think the boys are actually going to make their way out on the field, so that should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to that one. Simon's now working on a 3-0 count. And ball four. So 4 pitches, 4 balls, and pitch out on the mound, really just kind of standing there in disbelief. So he'll switch things up, now work from the stretch. That is number 10, Haas. And so you hear Inside Edge fan out there calling for double play depth. Kind of felt the boys were already in position there. Pass ball, runner advances. And Simon's doing a good job moving over to second. MacNSeitz continuing to work toward trying to add a little more breathing room. Tight game here, 7-5. And Kilman with a great pitch count to work with right here, 3-0. Trying to help himself out there. No sign coming from Coach Baker. And ball number 4. So Haas with some frustration, and Bryson Spear stepping up. Nope, looks like Inside Edge coach wanting to talk about things. Tell you what, when a team has had the kind of season that the MacNSeitz Black team has had, where been a tough season, a number of losses, but a number of close games, that over time continues to build character and grit. And I'll tell you that much, that's exactly what I've seen here. Obviously, just my first opportunity to call MacNSeitz games for MacNSeitz Black. Obviously, we joined them from MacNSeitz Blue, and those guys playing out in the Hawaiian Hit Fest at Mid-America Sports Complex this weekend. And the head coach convening with the home plate umpire. I'm not sure what he was complaining about, but home plate umpire shakes his head, and we're all set here, ready to resume. But going back on that commentary about the grit, these boys have definitely seen a fair amount of things. And back pick over at first, and Parker Simons with a great job making his way over to third. So maybe an ill-advised back pick for first. So just one down and an opportunity to score right here. That does put a double play into possibility, but that already existed. And a nice hit. That is going to score one. It's going to roll to the fence. I'll tell you what, folks, he's rolling. And that is a 2 RBI double for Spear. MacNSeitz doing what they can here to add a little bit of margin, and they're having fun. And when kids are having fun, they're usually playing good baseball. Number 10, Sebastian Wingrove now at the plate. Swing and a miss. Pulling that trigger maybe just a bit late. So he fouls that one back and now works with an 0-2 count. Did hear a comment coming from the dugout saying, hey, championship game is on the line here. And a really nice pickoff move as Haas pirouettes around and makes a nice throw over to second. But the call is safe. And Spear continues to work with a good lead. So I think I said it earlier, maybe not in this game, but in the last game, Spear been doing a good job getting the bat on the ball, but not having a lot of luck with kind of some of the placement where those have landed. So nice to see him hit a little bit of a gapper and get a couple RBIs to his credit. And a strike three call. Wingrove walking back to the dugout. That'll bring us back around to the top of our lineup. And Cooper McCowan up. So Ketch attempts a back pick all the way out there at second base. Doggone it, trying to get that camera back up there. I typically like that other view for a good left-handed bat. But all to no avail so far. Ball down. So that one down the pipe now working with a 3-2 count. There are two down. This is top of the sixth. Oh, chases that one up high. And that is going to be out number 3. So that'll end the half inning, but MacNSeitz continuing to tack a couple more on. And now our contest 9-5. Seen quite a little bit of work over there in the bullpen, and I'll be interested to see if we end up with a different pitcher. But for the moment, Alex Kilman standing on the mound out at the center of the infield here, and looks like he is prepared to go for at least one more inning. Now we go to bottom of the 6th. MacNSeitz with a 4-run advantage. And Alex Killman with a good pitching effort thus far. We'll see if he can go all the way. This is number 29. Oh, yes, number 29, Schmidt for the inside edge. High fly ball left side. And that is good for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And MacNSeitz as getting up to feeling just a little bit better with every out. Right down the pipe on that one. .59 miles an hour. Oh, beautiful curveball. Had some great vertical break right there. And now an 0-2 count. Pops this one up right side. And first base collects that one. That's Crowther. And I'm getting beat up by the peanut gallery. Oh. Just trying to. There we go. So ball up high there. And I believe that is Ford for inside edge at the plate. Hard hit foul, right side, well out of play. And, you know, I've talked with my son, Tucker, about this. When you see these guys that are lower on the velocity spectrum, how frustrating it could be for a hitter. A guy who knows that he's had great hits, and this is a hard hit ball center field, and that is out number 3. And, folks, I believe that is it. And, yes, indeed it is. That's going to do it for us here against Inside Edge in the semifinals for the Crown Town Challenge presented by Kansas City Sports. So KC Sports putting on an event here this weekend at the Capital Federal Sports Complex here in Liberty. And MacNSeitz, boys will meet here at the center of the field with some good sportsmanship here. And now MacNSeitz will have an opportunity to avenge an earlier loss against the KC Roosters. So we lost to them in pool play on Friday night, and now we have an opportunity as we will meet them in the championship. Our stream is going to go down here momentarily, and we're going to get all set up, and we'll be back here again. Game time was set for 6. Obviously, we're ending here just a bit late. We're going to give the Roosters an opportunity to warm up, get our guys an opportunity to refuel and recharge, and I think we'll be back here with you in about, I would guess, the next probably 15 to 20 minutes. So once again, thank you as always for joining us. If you've liked the video or if you've watched us, please provide us a like or a comment, and we'll get back to you guys. Thanks again so much. We'll see you here for the championship.